Gloria's Gab Live. I have with me today Alex Poe, and I'm telling you, he's got the best programs that you can imagine that are helping kids throughout the community. And we're going to learn about your program today. And thank you so much for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Gloria. I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Yeah. Before we start, we have to thank South Florida PBS for sponsoring and allowing us to introduce you to these amazing people in our community. And if you're a member, you get one of these once a month, and tells you everything that's going on. And right now, if you join, you get live concert tickets to some great stuff, including the Fab Four, the music of ABBA from Sweden, Benice, Mannheim Steamroller, Riverdance, and a bunch more. So good time to join if you're not already a member. I'm sure you are. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about what you're doing. You've got so many programs going on, but tell us about your mission and then how it all got started, first of all, and then
So our mission is to measurably improve the lives of Miami-Dade children, Miami-Dade students through engagement with business, sports, and education leaders. Right. And this was something that was kind of started during my time at the University of Miami. I was a full scholarship athlete at UM from 2002, 2006.
What did you play?
I played offensive line.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was a little bigger back then.
Oh, right. Yeah. I was going to say, you've slimmed down.
Yeah, close to 90 pounds I've dropped since my playing days. Yeah. But during my time there, they always encouraged us to get involved in some sort of community outreach. And I always chose to work with young children, young student athletes. And so I worked a lot with the Coconut Grove youth sports programs there, football primarily. I had a lot of high school friends, a lot of friends growing up that played there. So I always wanted to get involved with them and recognize that they need a little bit more support academically because they're required to maintain a certain GPA to continue playing and being eligible. So that's kind of where the idea came from of the home team, was to kind of help support youth athletes academically to ensure that not only would they remain eligible, but it would kind of carry over into their high school careers, already trying to create that student athlete mindset. Right. And it was something that years later, when I started having children of my own, the light went off. I decided that this is what I want to do full time. And so I kind of took it from doing something in a volunteer position in my free time to kind of making it full time, getting my children, my family involved. And I reached back out to a couple of buddies of mine from college that were doing the same thing with me during that time. I said, I've got a great idea. I think we should call it the home team. And this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to do it for the kids in our communities, primarily South Miami and Coconut Grove, just because we're so familiar with those two communities. We grew up in those two communities, played sports, and maintained a lot of relationships from those neighborhoods. And through playing youth sports with a lot of people there. But
it's phenomenal what you're doing, because you've got the academic component, and sports and just leadership potential, STEM. How did you come up with that? Did you set up a strategic plan and say, okay, this is how we need to framework this, or how did that come about from your board? Because I know you've got a couple of your teammates on your board.
So initially, it was something that we wanted to work with young athletes, because that's what we knew. We just graduated from college. Sports was our life, and so we always kind of gravitated towards that. We gravitated towards our younger selves. And then we realized there's a lot of children that could, use the same type of support, whether it could be mentoring, someone to talk to, or academic help. And we realized that, not everybody's into sports. And so we started having conversations with the children, in the schools in the community. What are you guys into? And so then we started incorporating, arts and cultural programs, started incorporating dance. We started incorporating STEM. We started incorporating anti-bullying, based on conversations not only that we had with the children, but with the communities. So get an idea, what additional needs does your community center, your school, your community have? For example, bullying was something we kept hearing over and over again. And we witnessed in some of the after-school programs we had.
Oh, really?
And we didn't really know how to deal with it, we kind of dealt with it our own ways, but maybe it wasn't the correct way. And so we started meeting with other people in the community that kind of work with those same type of children, had their own programming. And so we started our own anti-bullying program using the martial arts of jiu-jitsu to teach the children about respect, just different situations, how to diffuse them, how to escape from them, and if need be, how to defend yourself.
Yeah.
And once we started teaching the kids martial arts and kind of, the whole mindset behind that, the history behind that, they really gravitated towards that. Just
That's
opportunity for kids to get really physical with each other, but in a very controlled, very respectful and safe
Exactly.
way.
I think we have some good, we have a video that kind of shows some of that.
Yes.
Maybe, Rachel, if you can find it for us, that would be great. Oops. Now, this is you transporting the kids.
Yeah, so this video kind of takes you through a life of what our after-school program looks like. So us picking up the children from their respective schools and then bringing them to our after-school location and taking them through the program day.
And where do you go? You go to a youth center, you said?
We bring these kids to the Gibson Bethel Community Center in South Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we have approximately 70 kids right now from 5 different schools, local schools in the area.
Yeah. Rochelle, can they hear him talking? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't. So that's pretty amazing though. But that community center is just, 5 minutes away?
Yeah, very close by.
Yeah, really? Yeah,
right down the street. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't understand the name of it, and I thought, oh, wait a minute, that's the one that's our neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty. I've been there. I think I went there when they first opened.
So I was a member of that community center when I was a child growing up.
Yeah.
I was the only center that our parents can get us into. And back then it was just an open field and a pavilion. So now they've got basketball courts, they have indoor facilities, education
well, I think
rooms.
when they built a new thing, they invited the community to come in, and that's the only time I've ever been there.
We'll have to have you back sometime.
Yeah, really. Yeah, to check out what you guys are doing.
Right.
Yeah. So your board of directors, tell us a little about the people you got together to do all this.
So 2 of them are college teammates of mine, both products of the public school system here in South Florida.
In Coral Gables High School too?
University of Miami. And then my brother is another one of them.
But you were Coral Gables High.
I'm Coral Gables High.
Right.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up here in South Miami, went to David Fairchild Elementary School, and then went to Carver Middle School, Coconut Grove, and Coral Gables Senior High School.
Yeah.
So it was during my time at Carver and Coral Gables that I really got to know the Coconut Grove community.
Oh, yeah.
Through my time there as a student, also through playing sports. So predominantly all my teammates in basketball and football were from the Coconut Grove community, and you realize how much talent there is in such a small area.
South Miami. Yeah. South Florida has, if for the state.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Really. Yeah. So, so you've got a couple of your teammates, you have a family member, right?
Yes.
And then you've got a couple of women?
Yes.
That are James Madison, did I see? One of them was...
No, Tony Junius.
Oh, okay.
So she's been, so I met her my first day going to Ponce Middle School to speak with their principal about some of the things that we'd like to offer the school and some of the ways we think can help, and said, well, we need to introduce you to this woman, Tony Junius. She's been here for over 35 years. And she just so happened to be the older sibling of 2 of my high school teammates when I played football at Coral Gables Senior High School. And she was running the 5,000 Role Models program. So our very first program started in January of 2016. Just 2 months after we launched the home team, was an after-school homework help program for the 5,000 Role Models at Ponce de Leon Middle School, which we're still working with today. So that was our first program in 2016 of January.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was telling you that I know your Flipany helps you with your after-school meal program.
Yes.
Which is just phenomenal.
Oh, that's a great partnership. So we've been partnering with them. I think this is our 3rd year with them. So Flipany provides all our children with a hot meal the moment they arrive to our program, and then we're able to feed them with a snack later on in the afternoon. So thanks to our partnership with Flipany, all our children receive 2 meals at the conclusion of their school day before going home. So,
isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's great.
I know the Coral Gables Women's Club and Chef Chris Valdez, we all worked with Flipany during COVID.
Okay.
And actually, I think they were helping provide meals out of, people would just come and pick them up out of the clubhouse.
Okay.
Prepared meals.
Yeah.
But, you couldn't go inside the clubhouse. You had to
Right.
put everything out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So they helped a lot. That's when I first learned about Flipany.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I saw it again and I said, wait a minute, I had Lynn Coonans on my show.
Yeah. No,
like
it's
on
a great organization.
2021.
It's done huge for our program as far as getting the kids in there, and the parents really appreciate it as well too. Like knowing that the kids.
Well, no, having a healthy meal it ties into everything.
Oh yeah.
Health but academic.
Yeah, we've seen a huge improvement in engagement and attendance of the kids.
Yeah.
Their behavior, their energy levels.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone's happier when they got
when they got
food.
they got food in their belly, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, what do you plan on doing? Anything different, or are you just continuing? And are you expanding? How many schools or groups are you involved in right now?
So right now we're at the community center in South Miami.
Right.
So pre-pandemic we had close to 100 children there.
Wow.
We've seen about a 20% increase in attendance and enrollment each year. So we're still trying to catch up to where we were pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
For 2 years we weren't able to step foot on any school campuses.
Exactly.
Or do any in-person programming. So that was challenging, especially when the majority of the kids we're dealing with don't have access, or it's difficult
probably
for
when
them
they needed it most too.
to get access to
Which is so
electronics.
sad. Yeah.
So we're working on kind of getting back to where we were at that location.
Yeah.
Before we start expanding to other opportunities to work with elementary school students. And then we also have several programs at Ponce de Leon Middle School.
Mm-hmm.
So we do robotics programs after school.
Really?
For those kids, we've been doing that since 2018.
Yeah.
And we also have an after-school homework help program that we've been assisting the school with for the last several years. And then this year, we're going to start bringing our tutors and our volunteers into the math classrooms to assist the teachers, and in all levels. So from remedial to advanced math classes, primarily in algebra and pre-algebra.
Oh yeah.
Because right now, based on discussions we've had with the school, that's where the greatest need is right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this, but Ponce de Leon Middle School, even though they're located in the Gables, they are a Title I school.
Yeah.
With a very large population of non-English speaking students. So we've done a good job bringing in tutors that are bilingual, that can work with students that are both English and non-English speaking.
So if somebody wants to volunteer, or how are you recruiting volunteers?
So there's a lot of information on our website if you're looking for volunteer opportunities, all different programs, as well as a schedule of when we provide those programs. Or they can reach out to us directly. But there's tons of volunteer programs that we have. We do some events on the weekends or on the holidays. But we have after-school program Monday through Friday from 2 to 6 p.m.
Wow.
Every day that school's in session.
Typically, your volunteers, are they people that are retired, or maybe are teachers and they get off at a certain time and they can come up?
So we do get a lot of that. We get a lot of retired volunteers. They like to get involved in our literacy programs that we have. It's our Reading Pals program we have through a partnership with Uplift Literacy. And then we also get a large volunteer pool from the University of Miami. Which is
that kind of makes sense.
It does, yeah. We work a lot with different departments there, but it also helps that we have 2 locations that are essentially across the school from University of Miami's campus.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for the kids to get involved, the students at UM to get involved with us. Once they do, they realize how easy it is, how close, and how wonderful our kids are.
Yeah, and so they get hooked.
Through word of mouth, we always get a lot more through that, and so we have a really good pool of volunteers right now.
Really? Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So, tell me what are you thinking about doing in the future?
So we want to continue to expand our programs at other locations in the future, but also identify other ways we can help our current partners at the locations we're at. So every year we sit down with the administration as well as the teachers and the children as well, and ask them, blankly, like, what do you need? Like, what do you feel like you need to make, your time in school more successful? I mean, what could you use more help with? Is it socially? Is it academically? Is it, from an exercise standpoint? I mean, how can we help?
Yeah.
And so we're trying to help as much as possible at the locations we're currently at.
Yeah.
And then always looking for opportunities to expand with other schools and programs in the local community.
Well, kudos to you for doing this, and think about the lives you're changing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really they might be on one path, but you're redirecting and putting them in the right direction, and that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
But such a sense of satisfaction you must have as well.
Oh, it's great. I mean, we've been doing this for 9 years now. So, I mean, I've had an
Only
opportunity.
9 years, huh?
Yeah. So I've had an opportunity to work with or see some of the high school kids we worked with initially that are married now, have families of their own.
Now, do you get them to come back and volunteer?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always get them to come back and volunteer and speak to the children. Seeing some of our, former elementary school students, like now in high school playing sports and kind of like, fall on that same path
They're
that
like
we kind
your
of laid out
kids.
for them. Oh, absolutely. They become family.
Yeah.
I mean, even my own children have made best friends, through some of the programs that we've had.
Speaking of which, you've got another baby coming?
I do have my 4th coming in.
Get out.
At the end of October.
And one in high school.
And one in high school, yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I've seen everything kind of come full circle.
Oh, my gracious. Yeah. So you're going to go through this. You've got another, 20 years of...
I mean, I've been hanging around with kids my whole life, so it's been a lot of fun.
Good thing you had a baby, because there would have been a dry spell there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, best of luck on the new
so
baby.
much.
When's your wife expecting?
November 6th, but she feels like it's going to become a little bit sooner.
Oh well, after you've had 3.
Yeah.
There's always that. Yeah.
Right.
So, what else can we talk about? What else do you want people to know about the home team?
I want people. The biggest
and how do you get your funding? That's more importantly.
So we get our funding through a lot of times through private donations, primarily private donations. We have a big fundraiser coming up on Give Miami Day. It's hosted by Miami Foundation. So we'll be participating in that. This will be, I believe, our 7th or 8th year participating in that.
What's the date on that? November?
I believe it's around 2nd week of November. I don't have the exact date, but we'll be promoting that very, very soon. We've worked a lot with the Children's Trust, the Miami Foundation, Raquel Regalado, Commissioner Regalado has been supporting our programs at Ponce Middle School for several years now. She's been a really instrumental part of that. Dick's Sporting Goods has helped out a lot with our programs.
Oh, yeah. It's always good to have that sporting goods.
Yeah. And then we're in the process now of kind of like bolstering our grant writing process so we can start going after more state and federal grant money, more sustained funding, so we could really focus on expanding.
Well, considering the impact you're already having, I would think that, you talk about measurable impact.
Yes.
That's always good for grant writing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I saw that in your mission statement, and I go,
Right. Yeah.
That's got to be where some of that funding is coming from, because you have to show that you're making an impact. A lot of people can throw stuff against a wall and try to do stuff, but unless you can show some kind of results.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we definitely
so return on investment.
Yes, we definitely are. And we're doing a better job of demonstrating that,
Yeah.
We first got into this because this is something we're really passionate about doing, we really wanted to do, and we were making a big impact. But now we're starting to gather all the information and data to, demonstrate, exactly what we're doing. Because you can come and see it for yourself.
Yeah.
You can step into our program and kind of see all the magic that goes on and talk to our kids and hear about it.
Yeah.
But we're definitely doing a better job of.
Well, I think that you and I first met when you came to Rotary.
I did, yes. That was.
So you probably should come again.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and
definitely do that.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that soon.
Sure.
Because that's a great group of people, and they're always looking for volunteer opportunities as well.
Yeah. No,
so,
they've been supporting our programs at Ponce Middle School for about 4 or 5 years now.
I thought so.
They've been a huge part. Of all of our programs, and that's what's great about our programs. And we get a lot of the community to really invest and participate with us. Gables Rotary, Coral Gables Community Foundation.
Yeah.
A lot of local businesses, they've really, taken it upon themselves to help out with our programs and volunteer on a consistent basis. Not so much a one-time thing, but they continue to come back. And the kids recognize that too, and they recognize those individuals that come.
Well, it's easy. It's easy to continue supporting something when you see the progress they're making and the impact they're having.
Right.
And you certainly have a lot of ways to demonstrate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, So I hope that we can get you to come and be a speaker at different groups.
Sure.
That's how people can help. So if there are nonprofits out there, if there are other Rotary clubs and Kiwanis clubs that can invite you to speak, to kind of tell your story.
Right.
Another way to get additional funding.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'd love that.
And volunteers.
Right. Just letting more people know that we're here and what we do.
So you go to thehometeam.org.
thehometeam.org.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the website is great.
Thank you.
Explaining all your programs. I mean, I was going through it and oh my gosh, how do they do all this?
Yeah.
It's pretty phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And
it's a lot, but it's fun. It's
and,
worth it.
your board of directors isn't that big considering all the stuff you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a full-time job.
Oh, yes.
So
yeah.
So I thank you so much for coming today, and I hope that you'll keep us posted. Now I'll have you back next year.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And you can tell me all the new stuff you're doing. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
Oh no, it's such a pleasure having you here today.
All right.
So last words. We're almost out of time. So last words.
Thank you for having me, and I hope people see this and are inspired to learn more about it and see how they can get involved, and hopefully see some new faces soon.
Yeah. Now, are you open to getting volunteers from FIU and from Miami-Dade College, that kind of stuff? So, students out there that possibly watching today, don't be afraid to sign up and help.
Right. Yeah.
Help the hurricanes that are already involved.
Right. Yeah.
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 So, and you beat my Gators. I got to tell you.
That was fun. I just got back.
That was hard. Yeah, that was hard to watch.
Just got back from that yesterday. I took my daughter there.
Oh, you did?
First experience, watching football live outside of Hard Rock Stadium.
Well,
could have picked a better weekend.
Alex got a tour of our offices, and we have one of our editors who, like me, is a Gator, and we have a whole Gator room. Did he show you the Gator room?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I have a Gator room in my house too. Okay. You probably have a cane room, right?
Yes, of course.
So we all do.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's going to be, you're going to have a good team this year.
I think so. Yeah.
I think you're done.
Yeah, I think
you might be heading for a national championship.
We finally found our quarterback. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So, congratulations on your win, even if my Gators did lose. Yeah. And we do have I don't know how we're going to do this year. We're playing the hardest. We've got the hardest schedule in college football this year.
Yeah.
Starting with UM was like, we're supposed to start with Chattanooga State.
Right. Yeah.
Not UM.
Yeah. I mean, as a Miami fan, I still wish them success. I mean, college football is more fun when all the Florida teams are doing well.
I'm a Cane fan when you're not playing me.
Yeah.
Not playing Gators. So, so I get it. It's our home team.
Right.
I mean, literally, UM is our home team.
Right.
So, although I do have a daughter going to FIU. That's why I mentioned that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway. So, thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's certainly my pleasure. Yeah. And again, South Florida PBS has a lot of good stuff coming up, but 24/7, you can go to the kids channel. So for moms out there, and you've got a new baby coming up, they have Miss Penny on South Florida PBS, 24 hours. Hold on, I'm gonna show you this because you're gonna need this with a baby coming. I can't find it now that I try. So anyway, check it out. Okay. If you're not a member, join because you need to check out the Miss Penny and the Kids Corner once you have your new baby.
Okay.
So
we'll do.
Again, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, South Florida PBS. And until next time, make a difference, make an impact in your community like Alex has done over the last many years.
Yeah.